Welcome back, Devils fans. It is your host, Ace, here on Running with the Devils, where we are talking New Jersey Devils hockey all year long. Please hit that subscribe button, smash the like, share with a friend. Thank you very much. And this was a painful one, truly a painful one. Your New Jersey Devils fall by a score of 3-2 in overtime to the New York Rangers at Madison Square Garden last night. And boy, oh boy, this was a very entertaining, very exciting, edge-of-your-seat hockey game. However, the New Jersey Devils did not get the result that they needed, and it sucks. It sucks. Lots to get to. Let's just get to the game right away. About 6 minutes in, Luke Hughes rips a nice shot and scores. Or does he? In real time, it looked like he scores. Everyone on the ice is confused. They call it a goal on the ice. They review it, and clearly the shot hits the crossbar, comes down, and gets out. Never goes in the net. No goal for Luke Hughes. The game remains 0-0. A little while after that, Timo Meier hits a post on the power play for the Devils, and it looked like it could have been one of those nights early. Just truly unfortunate. Luke with the crossbar, Timo with the post, and game on. Kurtis MacDermid gets called for what is, in my opinion, a very weak penalty. He just kind of gives him a little shove in front. I mean, come on, you got to let the boys play. I do feel like if that was Paul Cotter or somebody else in the Devils, it may not have been called, but because it was MacDermid, he goes to the box. Brutal call, in my opinion. It is what it is. Rangers on the power play. They win the faceoff. It comes back cleanly to Fox, and he winds up and just rips one on net. Kovacevic in position to block it, gets a piece of it with his stick, and the puck snaps his stick in half, changes directions a little bit, and beats Markstrom. Fox's second of the season on the power play at 12:05, giving the Rangers a 1-0 lead, and I was pissed. We were so close to being up 2-0. What I thought was a BS call on MacDermid gives the Rangers a power play, and they score. First period ends, Rangers up 1-0, and I had a little bit of a sickening feeling in my stomach at that point. Entertaining first period, back and forth chances. Way too many chances, in my opinion. The Devils giving up, and we did not see the defense. The lockdown defense that set an NHL record with 7 consecutive games with 20 shots on goal allowed or less. That defense was nowhere to be found in the first period, or really for the rest of the game. But Rangers up 1-0 on the Fox goal. We head to the second, and Brett Pesce rips a wrister towards net. Jack gets a piece of it in front and deflects it past Shesterkin at 4:03. Jack's 16th on the year from Brett Pesce and Andre Palat. What a nice deflection in front by Jack. We don't see too many of those types of goals from Jack. Gets in front, gets a nice deflection, beats Shesterkin. Game's tied, and Jack's goal drought is finally over. Love to see Jack getting it going. And then a little while later, Cooley skating the puck out of the D zone for the Rangers. Dougie steps up on him and just absolutely levels him with a beautiful hit. Knocks him right off the puck. The puck is free. Jack Hughes picks it up. He hits Bratt on the wing, and Bratter comes in streaking and rips a beautiful wrister from the circle. Beats Shesterkin's stick side, giving the Devils a 2-1 lead at 8:28. Bratter's 15th on the season from Jack Hughes and Dougie Hamilton. What a beautiful play. I cannot say enough. The Dougie Hamilton hit made this whole thing happen. You don't really see Dougie do that too often, and I would love to see it way more often. Lay the body, Dougie. You monster man, you. Use that body. Beautiful shoulder right to the chest. Just levels him. Oh, man, it was beautiful, and it led to a goal. Led to a beautiful goal. Devils up 2-1 at 8:28. And then shortly right after the Bratter goal, Jack with a bad turnover leads to a 2-0 going the other way. Luckily, the Rangers just completely botch it. Play the 2-0 horribly. He comes all the way in, drops it back, and they missed the net. I mean, wow. Lucky turn of events for the Devils there. It easily should have been a goal. I mean, 2-0s, you barely even see them in the NHL, but I'd imagine if you could find the statistics on how often a goal is scored on a 2-0, I'd imagine it's pretty high. But Rangers completely whiffed there. Devils dodge a bullet. Game remains 2-1, your New Jersey Devils. But it was short-lived. Later on in the second, Rangers on the power play. Mika Zibanejad rips a shot on net. Markstrom kicks it out wide. And the rebound comes to Panarin, and he just rifles one right into the back of the net. Markstrom can't get over quick enough. He can't stop it. It's just too quick. Bang, bang. Rebounds out. Panarin rips it in. Game tied at 2 on Panarin's 17th of the season at 17-13. And man, oh man. 2-2 after 2. In some ways, I felt fortunate for the game to be tied. I thought the the Devils could have been down a goal or two. Jacob Markstrom, guys. What more do you want me to say? I mean, I'm going to pat myself on the back a little bit. Your boy Ace wanted Markstrom when the rumors came out. I've been pumping his tires all season, and Jacob Markstrom with another stellar outing in this one. I'll touch more on that in a little bit. But 2-2 after 2, we go to the third period, and this is at that juncture the period of the season. As the season progresses, there's going to be a new period of the season all the time. But this was a big one, divisional game. Obviously, Devils 1-4 in their last 4 heading into this, just breaking that streak against the Kraken the other night, looking to continue to build on that. And we go to the third. Midway through the period, Rangers on the power play. Dawson Mercer anticipates a pass. He gets a jump on it, and he steals it. He's off to the races, comes in all alone, breakaway against Shesterkin, and kind of gets off a less than stellar shot, and Shesterkin comes up with the save. Great vision by Mercer and anticipation for the pass to come across. He realized it was going to happen. He recognizes, and he just bolts towards the puck and gets it and comes in on the breakaway. Bad shot. Not a great shot. Game remains tied 2-2. Later on in the period with about 8 minutes left, Markstrom makes a save. The Rangers kind of run him a little bit, get up in his kitchen. There's a little skirmish. Marky's fired up. He throws a couple little jabs in there, and I personally did not think the Devils' response was enough. Again, I am a throwback fan. I love the rough stuff. Heavier, edgier, more violent. I want to see it. I need to see it. In a situation like that, Markstrom gets ran. We do very little. The same old tired wrestling matches and tie-ups. Not too much done in reality. And I think this is what the league wants. I believe this is a function of the league calling extra penalties in a lot of these scenarios. In an ideal world, I would have loved to see immediately in a situation like this after Markstrom gets ran, at least one Devil to tie up another Ranger, rough him up a little bit and get him to drop the mitts, and let's get a fight going. Completely warranted there, but we've seen time and time again teams getting shorthanded in scenarios like that. I believe Brendan Dillon in Detroit was a similar scenario where there was a skirmish. Dillon grabs a partner that he wants to dance with, engages, they drop the mitts, and essentially Dillon gets an extra 2-minute penalty for instigating, which was kind of BS. And so I think the league is doing this a lot now as a major deterrent to some of the fighting. And I think a lot of the guys don't really want to respond the way that they know they should or they would like to personally because they are afraid of taking the extra penalty. And obviously in a scenario like that, in a tight tie game like this, a game of this magnitude, in that scenario, if you grab somebody and get a fight, but then you also get the instigator and your team goes shorthanded, you are going to probably be stapled to the bench and be in the coach's doghouse. So I think the league is doing exactly what they want. They're calling these extra penalties to try to cut down on the fighting, and that was a scenario where a fight was completely warranted. We did not see one, and I truly believe it was because of the fear for the Devils players to get the extra penalty and end up shorthanded. No one wants to be that guy, and so we just see the little wrestling matches. Disappointing. It is what it is. Play continues. A little bit later on in the period with about 4:30 left, Bratt makes a beautiful move to drive to the net with one hand. He gets the puck on net, and the fat rebound comes out right in front. Nobody can get to it. Rangers get the clear. Another one at the time that you're like, ooh, if someone could have just put that in, that could have been the nail in the coffin for the Rangers. Nobody in a great position to get it. And play continues. And shortly after that, Kovacevic has a beautiful chance from the slot, fires it towards net and misses the net. That was another one that hurt, right after the Bratt play. Brutal stuff. Couldn't capitalize on either of those late opportunities in the third. And we end 2-2 after 3, headed to overtime, and overtime is obviously always heart attack inducing. I mean, Devils Rangers overtime, oh boy. What more do you want? And this one did not fail to deliver. Plenty of excitement in this one. Nico unfortunately loses the opening draw, which is huge in overtime, as you all know, with the way we've seen some of these teams maintain possession through overtimes. Losing the faceoff might cost you a couple minutes before you get the puck back. Luckily, that wasn't the case in this one. Devils get possession shortly after, and Jack gives it away. Kills the first possession of overtime. A painful giveaway by Jack. Kills the first possession. Later on in overtime, Panarin comes in on a beautiful single-handed effort. Splits right through the middle of Jack and Luke Hughes. Right through the middle of the brothers. Gets in all alone and fires a nasty shot up high that Marky gloves. Beautiful glove save by Marky. One of his many saves on the night. Probably the best one. gets the glove up, snatches the Panarin shot out of the air, and has the wherewithal to, instead of getting the whistle, obviously Marky doesn't want a D-zone whistle for the Devils, he immediately drops it and pushes it along. Great heads-up play by Marky on initially making the save and then getting the puck out without getting the whistle. Great play by Marky. I mean, he was amazing all night. What can I say about Marky? Coming off that Seattle game where he thefted 2 points. Complete theft. He stole the 2 points in Seattle, and I honestly believe he stole the loser point we got last night against the Rangers. But what a save by Marky. And then shortly after that, Panarin hits Zibanejad with a beautiful stretch pass. Zibanejad in all alone on a breakaway. Marky comes up huge again, stones Zibanejad on the breakaway. Well, what more can we say? Those are two just grade A, amazing saves by Marky in the overtime alone. Never mind the other saves he made throughout the game. But beautiful save by Marky. And it all goes for nothing. Later on in the overtime period, Jack tries to do a little dipsy doodle with the puck in the ozone. He gets stripped, and it is a 2-on-1 coming the other way. Reilly Smith and Sam Carrick bearing down on Timo Meier. Timo's not a defenseman. Kind of a little bit of a deer in headlights. Gets caught there. He allows the pass across. The fatal no-no. And that pass gets across from Smith to Carrick. Carrick buries it past Markstrom. He has no chance getting across to stop a shot like that. And game over. Horrible. Devils lose 3-2 in overtime. And Timo tried there, but he has to take that pass away. In that scenario, as you all know, or most of you know, in a 2-on-1 scenario, as the defender, which Timo was unfortunately caught back, he's a forward playing defense in a 2-on-1. Not ideal, but everyone knows in that spot as a defender, you have to eliminate the threat of the pass and force the puck carrier to shoot it. You take away the pass, the goalie's going to take the shooter. You eliminate that passing lane, force the puck carrier to shoot it. Unfortunately, that didn't happen. Timo kind of got caught, didn't really eliminate the passing lane. Obviously, the pass gets across, it's in the back of the net, game over, and a painful one. An absolutely painful one for the New Jersey Devils. One of Jack Hughes' worst games, in my opinion, in a very long time, despite registering a goal and an assist. Just a lot of sloppy turnovers. It seemed like he was forcing it a lot, trying to do too much, and these games happen. You live by the sword, die by the sword, and I love Jack. He's one of our best players, obviously, but tonight was not a good game for him, despite the 2 points. Very costly giveaways. Very, very costly giveaways indeed. We go to the game stats. Devils with 23 shots on goal. New York Rangers with 32. Way too many chances. Again, where's the lockdown defense we saw before the holiday break? Where are they? Can we get them back? Are they on a hiatus? Are they gone forever? How do we get them back? Desperately need them. 32 shots for the Rangers, and a lot of them great chances. I mean, this defense has to tighten up. Can't be allowing 32 shots with the quality ones mixed in there. Horrible. Devils getting abused. This is sad. Abused in the faceoff circle. Devils 36.2% to the Rangers 63.8%. That is not going to help you win hockey games either. And another one of the lowlights of the game for the Devils, one that's usually a highlight, but tonight it was an absolute lowlight, special teams. Special teams stunk up the joint. Devils going 0 for 4 in the power play. Again, in a game like this, with the personnel we have, you can't go 0 for 4 on the man advantage. You got to bury at least one. Got to score at least one in a game like this on the power play. Devils 0 for 4. Rangers go 2 for 3. 2 for 3 on the power play. So our power play does nothing, and our penalty kill only kills 1 out of 3. Recipe for disaster. Obviously, it's encouraging to see that the Rangers could not score a 5-on-5 goal. They couldn't do anything at even strength, but on a night like last night, it didn't matter. They made the most of their power plays. 2 out of 3. Can't happen. Can't happen. Devils 27 hits, Rangers with 33 hits. Devils 15 block shots, Rangers with 20 block shots. Devils with 25 giveaways, Rangers with 10 giveaways. Devils 5 takeaways to the Rangers, 2. 2 takeaways to the Rangers. The only category the Devils perform better in than the Rangers. When you look at the game stats, it honestly looks way worse than the actual game did watching it. While I believe, the Devils got outplayed overall, I would say, in the game stats are ugly. Getting outshot 23-32, not a big deal, but the faceoffs 36.2 to 63.8, absolutely tragic. And again, special teams trash. Complete trash on the evening for the Devils. Got out hit 33-27. Rangers blocked 20 shots to their 15. Devils giveaways is brutal. The giveaways is the most embarrassing one. 25-10. 2.5 times the amount of giveaways as the Rangers. Gotta clean it up. Gotta clean it up. Can't be giving the puck up that often. That is a lot of giveaways. And without Jacob Markstrom, I believe we lose this game in an ugly fashion. It could have really been 5 or 6-2 easily, in my opinion. Marky kept him in there. Again, can't say enough about him. I would say at this juncture of the season, he is definitely a candidate for team MVP. I mean, he's definitely right in there in the conversation. You know, you can make the argument for a couple other guys as well, but Marky's right in there in the conversation, and he kept him in it. And in my opinion, he stole the loser point last night. He stole the loser point. And so now the Devils are 1-4-1 in their last 6, and the win against the Kraken and the overtime loss against the Rangers, our last 3 points, have all been gifts from Jacob Markstrom. He straight up stole all 3 of those points, our last 3 points. Stole the 2 from the Kraken, stole the 1 from the Rangers, and the team must play better in front of him. Absolutely must play better in front of him. There's no excuse for it. He's giving us amazing goaltending as of late, and unfortunately, he's not being rewarded for it. They got to play better in front of him, and they should all feel bad. I mean, wow. He did everything he could again last night. Wasn't enough with the team in front of him, and it is what it is. I hate to look at the silver lining and the moral victories. Obviously, 1 point is much better than 0, but this is a game that you got to win. You got to win a game like that. Effort was not good enough. Hopefully, they tighten up and look much better Saturday night at the Rock against the Tampa Bay Lightning. It seems like the Devils play better against better teams. For whatever reason, they've played down to their opponents throughout the season, whether it's, the Sharks, the Ducks, whoever it is. In some of these games against teams that on paper you look at and say, oh, the Devils should win these games, they struggle, and then you look at some of the better teams and they look better. Whether it was the Capitals, the Canes, the Panthers twice in their home ice. Devils have looked good against some very good teams this season. Hopefully we see that against the Lightning. We need to get back in the win column. We need to start playing like we were before the holiday break. Whatever happened during that holiday break, it was an absolute travesty. Got to tighten up, got to be better. Disappointed we did not see a Kurtis MacDermid, Matt Rempe showdown. Obviously, a lot of us were looking for that heading into the game. Once it was announced Rempe was in the lineup, and then it was announced MacDermid was in the lineup, a lot of us thought it was a near foregone conclusion. I didn't think it was a foregone conclusion. I thought there was a good chance we see it, but I also thought there was a good chance we wouldn't, and unfortunately, it didn't play out, and that's unfortunate. I think that's great for the rivalry, obviously super entertaining and gets the fans and the players jacked up, but we didn't see it. Maybe we will see them face off in our last matchup of the season, April 5th at the Rock, which would be 2 days more than a calendar year since the opening line brawl, and maybe we see the rematch. We see Rempe MacDermid round 2 a year and 2 days after that infamous line brawl. That'd be an interesting kind of subplot heading into that game, and that game's going to be huge for both teams, most likely. It could be the difference between the Rangers getting into the playoffs or not in that April matchup, and it could be the difference for the Devils in terms of seeding. It could have huge seeding implications to them, whether they have home ice or not. That's going to be a really big one. Circle it on the calendar, April 5th, Rangers at Devils at the Rock, massive one. And heading into Saturday night, I mean, they really got to get it together for the Bolts. Really got to look much better against the Tampa Bay Lightning. I am hoping that Sheldon Keefe and this coaching staff rewards Jacob Markstrom for his last 2 stellar outings, and they put him in there. Now, again, we all know in the modern day with these tandem goalies and the sports science, all this stuff, I think there's a good chance they go back to Jake Allen for that one. I'm hoping they don't. I really want to see Marky back out there again. But we'll see. Time will tell. Obviously, the last time Tampa Bay came to the Rock, they absolutely abused us, and Jake Allen was a net for that one. Absolutely one of the worst games I've ever been to. I think we lost like 8-4 or whatever it was. I forget. It was 8-something. Tragic game. Absolutely tragic, and it can't happen again. Devils need to remember that game, watch the tape, see what things we did good, see all the things we did bad, and get back on track. It is depressing. Shout out to those of you that came to the post-game live. There was a bunch of Rangers trolls with a few respectable Rangers fans. Shout out to the respectable Rangers fans. You're few and far between, but over time with a lot of these Devils-Rangers matchups, some of you make your way into the post-game lives in the chat, and I enjoy conversing with logical Rangers fans, and there are some of you, and obviously there's tons of the trolls. But wow. It is a painful loss, and it stings. The Doomers were out in full force again. I still believe in this club. I believe, again, this is just one of those mid-season funks that we need to snap out of. Despite winning that game against the Kraken, The Devils didn't look great in that one, and they certainly didn't look great tonight. They need to get back to that defensively responsible, heavier, edgier, more violent game we saw, for large parts of the early portion of December. Shots were at a minimum against. They were playing the body, getting in on the forecheck, generating chances, and I don't know what happened during that 3-day break. I really don't. Whatever happened during the holiday break, Sheldon Keefe said in the postgame he hasn't been able to put his finger on what exactly happened. Nobody knows, but hopefully we see that defense come back. I don't see how you set an NHL record like that and then just play the way we have been. Completely tragic. I'm disappointed. I still believe in the group. All the doomers are crazy. This is still a very good team. They are still firmly in a playoff spot. For all the detractors talking nonsense, you guys are just completely irrational, and your comments are not really based in reality. I mean, this is a playoff team. I fully believe the Devils are making the playoffs. No question about it. They got to work out these kinks. Every team's go through slides, and this is ours right now. We got to really break out of it. Put together a nice little winning streak, or, a nice streak where we win like 5 of 6, something like that, just to kind of continue the momentum we once had. But wow. Let me know what you thought about this game in the comments. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of more Ranger trolls in the comments here. But let me know what you thought about the game in the comments. Let me know what you thought about anything I said in this video in the comments. Anything, everything Devils hockey, throw it out there in the comments. I enjoy talking to all of you from all over the world. I'll be back soon. I have a bunch of stuff in the works. Tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, your boy Ace's interview with New Jersey Devils legend Jamie Langenbrunner is premiering on the channel. I'll put the link in the description for that as well. I had a nice long chat with Jamie Langenbrunner, the highlight for me of this channel thus far. My conversation with Jamie Langenbrunner premiering tonight at 7. Check that out. And that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate all of you. I am exhausted. This one sucks. Got to get ready for the next one. Got to get back to our winning ways. Like, comment, subscribe, and all that jazz. Until next time, friends, let's go. Devils.